everyone, today we will talk about the transit of Uranus. Transiting Uranus is in opposition to natal Neptune. How transiting Uranus will behave in opposition to natal Neptune depends on the position of natal Neptune. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets aspecting your natal Neptune. But the basics are as follows. Think of transiting Uranus opposite your natal Neptune as a roller coaster ride through a mystical forest. Your imagination and psychic sensitivity are extremely high now, and this is seriously undermining your grip on reality. So be aware of situations and other people who may not be who they appear to be. Those people who show up as vivid insights can easily disturb the apparent peace you have created. Your state of confusion and disorientation will become fraught with misunderstandings at best, and fraught at worst. Be that as it may, what will happen will depend on the person you have been until now. It is certain that wherever you are out of sync there is a dynamic component that can occasionally disrupt the course of your life. These unpredictable interruptions can help you find the right rhythm if you are able to see the spiritual side. What you take for granted will require your attention, especially if you have neglected certain areas. Blind spots usually stand out because circumstances or other people will make you aware of what you usually overlook, or don't know. Inspired by lofty ideals, dreams, visions and fantasies. Oversensitivity, all these appear even when you don't believe in these things. So do not take drugs during this transit. It would be better to channel your energies into positive spiritual pursuits, bearing in mind that even these are subject to the flaws of human nature. Be careful not to substitute abstract ideas and beliefs for real experiences too easily, because someone can easily lead you to believe in some new ideology that you wouldn't otherwise think about. If until now you have been exclusively focused on the everyday aspects of life, this period will be especially challenging for you. It will be a wake-up call, a moment of realization that you have been neglecting the deeper, more meaningful aspects of existence. You will even feel as if you have lost precious time, as if you are caught up in the trivialities of everyday life. And you failed to see the bigger picture. When Uranus is opposite Neptune, you are likely to be in your late 40s or early 50s, depending on the decade of your birth. Your mind is then extremely sensitive to change at a fundamental level. However, you should be careful when making important decisions based on intuition, because your power of reasoning on practical matters is overshadowed by the ideals and dreams that you project onto the world. Because of this, you will be more easily seduced by another person or deceived by your own fantasies. But in most cases, you are more likely to experience a change in the humanitarian interests and focus of your generation. To some extent, these changes are affected by the pent-up resistance of older generations who question whether these efforts are worthwhile or reasonable. In other words, more and more of them are asking, who is really my neighbor, and why should I help them? But your idealism, of course, forces you to ignore the divisions you experience with others and emphasize the similarities and connections. If until your 50s you were focused only on material things, neglected your emotional needs, or remained stuck in the old ways of thinking, this transit will take you on a ride that looks super confusing. The road will twist and turn differently from what you expected, and events will certainly not go according to plan. You will simply follow useless fantasies. The need to head to the hills and isolate yourself from people, it is not suitable as a long-term solution. The psychic sensitivity is so great that if you emphasize your ability to apply practical things, the situation will become worse than ever. If you tend to use drugs or drink excessively, be very careful, because you are predisposed to changes in mental states even without using any substance. Even drugs used for medical reasons will leave you in a very disoriented and confused mental state. But you will have to admit some of the challenges that arise to manage them are very attractive, at first. But those temptations of new problems will hit real colleagues, longtime friends, neighbors, or even family. The more raw and honest you are about these issues, the sooner and better you will be able to bridge the divide. So avoid mind-altering drugs at all costs, because sometimes this transit marks the beginning of a serious mental disorder. Considering that fantasies are strongly attractive to you at this moment, it is better to watch more movies and engage in some other forms of imaginative entertainment and distraction that will keep you away from worldly things. It may seem like you're chasing rainbows that just disappear. But that's because you'll be peeking into a world that's bigger and more magical than you ever imagined. You simply exposed yourself to a higher dimension. If you don't believe in metaphysics, or if magic or the unexpected aren't your thing, you'll feel a little lost and surprised. That is why it is very important to be prepared and open-minded. However, if you have already delved into metaphysics, philosophy, and the idealistic nature of the world, this time will be immensely beneficial. It will offer you the opportunity to feel satisfied, calm, and even enlightened. By embracing higher realms of knowledge and understanding, you will find comfort and a renewed sense of purpose. Thinking about this will make you wonder how I can integrate the wisdom and insights gained from this contrast into my daily life. How can I ensure that I prioritize the meaningful aspects of existence and contribute positively to the world around me? Joining groups or socializing with unique people will serve as a catalyst for awareness that there is more to life than meets the eye. Your dreams will also play an important role and provide you with insights that will help you see through a wider lens. With this incredibly enhanced imagination, imagine countless possibilities. Opportunities that can become a challenge in a second.